What you're about to watch is a clip from my BrandLytics training where I get together with entrepreneurs, thought leaders who want to build their brand using YouTube and making data-driven decisions to blow up their brand this year. Enjoy. Channel analytics. These are the basics. I had to cover up the basics because this is something everybody looks at, but views, watch times, and subs gained. I don't know a single YouTuber who doesn't look at this on their channel. How many views did I get last month? How much watch time did I get? How many subs did I get? It's not super informative because a lot of times they're all connected. So if a video blows up for you, it's going to have lots of views. It's going to lead to lots of watch time and you're going to get a lot of subs from it. So it's not very, very insightful, but it's good. It's good just to have a high level overview. And if you have goals that you're working towards, most people's big goals are tied to one of these three metrics, usually views or subs, because you want to get that plaque. You want to get that 1 million subscriber plaque or the 100,000 subscriber plaque, or it makes you feel good to say you have 10,000 subscribers on your channel. But it doesn't really help us that much in terms of making strategic decisions. This is more just vanity metrics that people go after. And it's just a good general benchmark. Revenue, though, is important. So for some of you, revenue might be a main driver, where you're trying to really make a lot of money from the YouTube channel and you want that to be the thing that pays for everything. And for some of you, you have a business that's attached to it and you don't really care how much revenue the channel makes. You're trying to drive app downloads, or you're trying to drive coaching sales, or you're trying to drive book sales, or your program sales, or whatever it is that you're trying to sell. So depending on where you're at with revenue, this might be really important or might not be. But every month, I definitely recommend going in and checking your revenue tab. And what it'll show you is quite often when you release a video, so look at this as an example, when they release a video, the revenue spikes, right? So video comes out, revenue pops each time. So a big thing here is, hey, maybe we should release more videos. If your goal is to make more money off the channel, we should be releasing more than whatever this is, 5 videos in a month. The other really important thing to look at here is top earning videos. So under top earning videos, it'll show you recently, right? So this is past 28 days, and I usually go 90, but you can do it with 28. You see what's popping right now on the channel. Not the videos that did well 3 years ago, if you've been around that long, but what's happening right now. And what you'll almost always find is it's not the 80-20 rule. It's like the 98-2 rule. Like 2% of your videos end up driving 98% of the revenue. It's a pretty giant number in comparison. So even looking at these guys, you know, they made $4,500 in the past 28 days. Their top video looks like that's 400. Is that 400? No, 600, 500, 400, 400, 300, and then it's going to be a big drop off. So you'll find that there are some videos that just pay you super well because they have a really high CPM. So advertisers care about this topic, and others, they won't. And so that could guide content decision. So if revenue from advertisements are something that really are important to you, we're looking at making longer videos, 10 minutes plus, but an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours if you want. And then really paying attention to which videos are actually bringing money in for you. Because inside every niche, there are going to be these super specific videos that just pop off really well for you. And so you look, can I make a round 2 of it? So if monetization is really, really important to you, then looking at your top videos that earn money and trying to make that into either a weekly series or some 5, 7, 10, 20 part series for the channel, if you have more content to share on it. 1, because it pays well. And 2, because you can show up as suggested against those videos. So when somebody's done the first Harvard video from Pablo and then they see that there's more, they're likely to click on those ones as well. So the first one's making him money. The second one's going to the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, etc. are going to keep making him money much more typically than your average video. So if you're ignoring the revenue tab, there's so much you can dive into in YouTube analytics that I don't want to overwhelm you and stress you out. But I'm here trying to give you the most important ones to pay attention to that I would do if I were you on a monthly basis. So revenue, paying attention to, does your revenue go up every time you post a video, or is it more flat? So this is a candidate definitely for making more content. Like these guys badly need to make more content. And then also your top videos based off revenue, can you make into a series? Third is traffic sources. I obsess over traffic sources. You should start to obsess over traffic sources. Where we want to be is suggested being our #1 traffic source. The way to blow up a YouTube channel is off of suggested views, which means you're showing up after other people's videos. So the first game is ranking against your own videos. And we did a presentation on this a month ago, showed you the main ways and how to get suggested. It's critically important because when you start showing up first against your own videos and then against other people's videos, that's when YouTube algorithm takes over and you really start to blow up all your content. Where if browse is your #1 or search is your #1, it's going to be a lot harder to really scale. So every month, I would definitely pay attention to on a channel level, where are my traffic sources? What are they looking at? And is it improving? So is suggested 5th on your list this month? And is it 4th on the list next month? 3rd on the list the next? Are we moving in the right direction? Because there's only so many views that come from search, and there's only so many views that come from browse. Or the most of the views, the biggest number of views that you'll be able to get is from suggested. So step #1 is showing up against your own channel. And whenever I'm working with somebody and I see that suggested becomes #1 as a traffic source, I get really excited for them. But I'm not seeing a huge increase yet. It doesn't matter. It's coming because suggested is #1. Because before you can show up against other people's channels, you have to show up against your own. So a quick hack is to go to Google or YouTube Incognito, load up your channel, play a video, and see how many of your own show up down the side. But this is the deep work to show you, hey, here's how many views I'm actually getting from suggested. So every month I would start to really pay attention. You guys can all go look at your channels now, look at past 28 days, and then look at where you were the month before and the month before. And are we heading in the right direction? Because this is the ultimate game to really blow up our YouTube channels. And the last one I look at on a channel level is frequency. So how often are we posting? I mean, my channel, we're posting every single day. But when I'm looking at diving into somebody else's channel, that's what I'm paying attention to. How often are we posting content? There's only so much you can glean from the data if we haven't posted a video in 11 months, right? So for most people, the frequency needs to be going up. So this is my general recommendation to people. So if you're not posting very frequently at all, get to once a week. So step #1 is, how do we get once a week some content on the channel? And that should be the goal, whether it's talking to the team or talking to the owners or whoever. Like, hey, we need to create, our goal for June needs to be to get a video a week to come out on the channel. Because then that makes all this other stuff more relevant, more practical, more applicable. If you're already at once a week, you go 3 times a week. If you're already at 3 times a week, you go daily, 7 times a week. Beyond this, I don't recommend adding more content. I'd recommend really diving into which videos are performing well for you. But most people aren't here. Some people have a goal to get here, which is great. Don't stress out. Once a week is really just getting you in the game. So looking at this channel as an example, again, where you see this little button here, that's when they uploaded a video. So you see everything spikes when they upload a video. So this is a channel that is just crying for new content. If this was a flat, if you look at my channel, it's my views don't really explode when I put out a new video because I'm doing it so frequently. But their audience here is really crying for new content. And so you have to, that would be my #1 suggestion for this channel. And for any of you who haven't posted in a while, I get that it can be hard and maybe discouraging, or maybe you feel like you don't have the right strategy or know what to do. Part of it is just getting it in your system to get out a video once a week, every week. Figure it out, put it in your calendar, put it in your schedule, whether it's you doing it, whether you're working with an editor to help you. For any of this analytics stuff to be meaningful to you, you have to be at least making 1 video a week. At least. I really want you at 3. I secretly really want you at 7, but let's get the 1 a week. Let's get the 1 a week going. So those are some channel level analytics. If you want to see this full video as well as train live with me twice a month to blow up your brand, join the BrandLytics training program. There's a link to join right there next to me. Continue to believe. I'll see you there.